Okay, so I desperately need to give you a cross stitch update. I started this pigeon 2.5 weeks ago, and I want to show you my progress. Here is what it looks like. I am working on the puddle that it's looking into currently. There is one thing though, the flowers, these are supposed to be like white or ecru, and you can't really see them. I don't think I'm gonna redo them. I think I'm just gonna leave them like that. The floss the designer used was like a hand-dyed variegated floss. So it gave like a lot of dimension in the puddle, and I really like that. But I got all DMC, and what she used was cottage garden thread. So the back shows you some colors, but it also shows you alternatives that you can use in the DMC brand. I went with the alternatives, but it's like 2 colors, and I decided to switch it up a little bit and use like 4 colors. So I'm gonna be doing like a true blue, a dark one, and a light one. And then this is the color that it's recommended on the pattern. And then there's like a lighter color of this, but I left it in Florida. So I'm gonna use floss that I already have, which is this. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of blend the colors together in a nice way to make it look a little bit more dimensional or like realistic-ish. So I started with the blue, and it's very time-consuming actually to try to find random spots to place it. And I feel like it wastes a lot of thread because I'm kind of jumping around. Here's what the back looks like. So I'm like 90% done. That's my update on the pigeon. I love this pattern. I think it's so beautiful. I love pigeons so much, and I love the lavender. I did a light and a dark shade of purple, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. I will update you next when it's done, I guess. So today I am at the garden. We have calendula starting to bloom. We also have snap peas growing in. They're looking so good. These are garden peas, finally getting some peas in. And this is sweet alyssum, which I planted last year from seed and it never came up. So I'm thinking these flowers are actually from the seeds that I planted last year. I also discovered some tomatoes. Oh my gosh, our first tomatoes. Look how cute. And then one accidentally fell off, which is so sad. Oh well, but there's more on there, so it's okay. And the komatsuna, the purple one, is bolting. So I decided that I needed to get rid of it. Now there's more room for the cabbage to grow and spread out. And that's it. Here's what the garden looks like as of right now. Doing pretty good, I think. Hello everyone, I am at the garden and I wanted to update you on some things. We have tomatoes right there. I think these are early girl tomatoes. I got 2 early girl tomatoes plants at a community garden meeting, and I think these are it. So there's 3 on there. We also have this one right here, which there are 6 or so on this plant. Also have some parsley and beautiful basil. Oh my gosh. Stunning. This is a neighbor's plot, but look at this double sunflower. Oh, it looks like there's 2 bees in there mating or something. Okay, give them their space. These are my sunflowers. I'm growing Hopi sunflowers for dye. Can't wait to see what they look like. We have Napa cabbage right here. It's looking so good. And komatsuna. This is plantain, which you can use as a medicinal herb. You can crush it up and put it on wounds or bruises, and it's supposed to help heal them up. Eggplants and peppers, they're doing well. I just weeded a couple days ago. I think that in the corner is a ground cherry? Yeah, or a tomatillo. We'll see what happens when it finally gives me something. I also have cucumbers, also needing to be staked or trellised. These are cipollini onions. Look at them. Look how big these are. I thought these were supposed to be like smaller onions, but wow, they're really big. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Over here we have beans, and some of them look like they have some blooms on them, which is exciting. We're gonna be getting beans very soon. Beautiful calendula. So stunning. I need to deadhead some of them, but wow, they're so beautiful. There are just volunteer calendula plants everywhere. Over here we have snap peas, which I need to pick some of them. Definitely, they kind of got fried in our 100-degree weather that we had over last weekend, and the peas over there did as well, but like they're still alive, so that's good. Here are the peas. These are just normal garden peas. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. That's the garden so far. It's very windy. My plan today is to take this off and weed underneath it because, oh my gosh, it is quite scary underneath there. And then I need to plant more zucchini seeds because something keeps eating them and I still don't have a zucchini plant. Yay. I had a loofah in here, but I don't see it. Oh, I feel like it got taken over by weeds. I do, however, have a yellow squash plant right here that I need to rescue from all of the weeds. So I wanted to give you a tiny plant update, a house plant update, because there's a couple exciting things happening and they're just so pretty. So let me show you. First of all, let's just talk about this African violet. Look how stunning this is. One thing about African violets is you don't want to get the leaves wet. So that is why the leaves look like that, because I didn't know. But now when I water it, I try to lift up a leaf and water it. It has so many buds. Oh, it's just beautiful. I love this so much. I'm so glad I got this color. They're so beautiful. I love it. I've never had an African violet. This is my first one. And wow, it is just amazing. I might need more in my life. The second thing is my hoyas over here. I have 4 hoyas. This one over here was blooming. This is a latifolia. I think I called it a coroniana in the video that I showed it like time-lapse blooming, but it's a latifolia and it's done blooming. I don't see anything else. This is a carrii. It just got a new leaf, which is actually a really funny looking leaf. This one is a hoya croniana. It actually bloomed once already this year, and then it's blooming again on the same peduncle, which is pretty cool. I only have like one stem of it now. It used to be very full, but they died. So this is what it also looked like. Oh, I think that's a new leaf. Oh, that's a new leaf. It's like a silvery hoya, and I think it's different than this one actually, but it's getting some new leaves, and the croniana here is getting new leaves as well. Oh yeah, look at that. So beautiful. Wow. I should probably repot this into a smaller pot, I think. So all of my hoyas are getting new leaves. This one is a pubicalyx. This is one new leaf. It's so big. This is a mature leaf. Amazing. And then this is another new leaf right here. Also pretty big. So stunning. I just love it so much. This plant also used to be huge. It definitely had more plants in it and it was spilling over the sides when I bought it. It was like a hanging hoya, but a lot of them died and I'm left with these 2 plants, but I love them so much. They seem to be doing well. I could probably also repot this into a smaller pot, but it seems to be doing okay. And that's it. That is my little plant update. Mostly hoyas. I love them so much because they do bloom and give you flowers and they smell so good. This one here smells amazing. It smells like sugared jasmine. Stunning. I love the flowers as well. They're like furry looking. However, this one, the latifolia, didn't have a smell at all. It had no scent, which was a little disappointing. I was excited to smell like a different hoya's flower. That sounds strange, but you know, they all have different scents. So that is why. And that's my update. I guess I'll update you if I ever get a new African violet because I would love another color. It seems to be really happy in this area as well. It gets like partial sun to full sun, I would say, but it seems to be doing well right there. I'm not gonna move it, and that is it. That's my update. So I finished this cross stitch yesterday and was so excited to show you. I love it so much. I started this in Kansas City and then I've just been working away. I actually did all of the black outlining and then just filled it in with the color. It was like coloring it in a way, and it was really great, really satisfying. It's beautiful. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to hang this on my wall. I just don't know where, but I will find a place. So another cross stitch project done. So beautiful. I love it. Also, this is by the Stranded Stitch. I'll pop it up somewhere on the screen. That's who made the pattern. And I guess I'll give you a update on the pigeon. I worked on it last night a little bit and I'm getting there. I'm almost done, like totally almost done. Here we go. I'm working on the puddle. I think it's turning out so beautiful. The colors are working out wonderfully. They're blending in well. It's just a little difficult sometimes to pick where I want the colors. I'm really just trying to randomize it, but it is difficult to randomize it enough to not get a bunch of like color pools, you know? Here's what the back looks like. So I think I discovered that you're not supposed to knot your thread. I was just doing it because that's how I learned embroidery. So I was like knotting the thread. I would take 2 strands, thread them through the needle, and then knot the end of it. That's why it looks like this. But I don't think you're supposed to do that. If you're a cross stitcher, let me know in the comments, because I don't know. I mean, you can do it really any way you want to do it. I know, but I was like, maybe I'm not doing this correctly. I wouldn't say it's too bad though. Not too bad. So that's my pigeon update. Of course, I will update you when it's all done, and hopefully within the next week and a half, I will be done with this and I can move on to other projects. I am back at it with dyeing some fabric. I mordanted muslin and that same striped fabric that I used last time with the holy basil. I'm going to drain it off and rinse it. And then what I'm gonna be using for the dye stuff is gonna be calendula. So I have some calendula right here. This is dried. This is also 2 years old. It's definitely lost its color. You can tell that it's like a light yellow compared to this, which is like fresh calendula that I picked from the garden. They're like half dry, but I'm gonna use them anyway. And I'm gonna be continuing to collect the calendula every time I deadhead them at the garden and try to build up another stock of calendula that has better coloring. But I'm gonna use this today and this and see what we can get. I'm excited because what I've seen online is like really pretty mustard yellow, but I'm just not sure if I'm gonna be able to get that. Maybe I'll get like a light yellow. So let's get started. I'm gonna weigh out the calendula. My total weight for the fabric was 12.9. So I'm gonna add enough calendula to get 12.9 grams. Actually, I think I might just do a little bit more just because this calendula is a little faded. So I might just go up to 20. Why not? I filled this pot halfway up with water and now I'm going to dump in the calendula. And I'm gonna turn the heat up to a very low simmer. And I'm not gonna boil it this time. I'm gonna watch it so carefully. I'm gonna keep it on low to really extract the dye out of these flowers. And I really hope it works. I didn't realize how faded my dried calendula was, but we'll see what we can get. This is an experiment. It has been 1 hour, so I'm gonna check it out, see what's going on. Very, very subtle and light. I think I'm gonna do another hour. Maybe I'll add more calendula actually. There, I'm gonna add the rest of the calendula. Oops, oh my gosh, how many packets did I put in there? I'm gonna put the lid on and I am going to wait 1 more hour. All right, so it's been 2 hours and I think it's ready. I really don't think that any more dye will be extracted. This is what it looks like. You might be able to see there is a tiny bit of golden color in there. It's kind of hard to tell, but you'll really be able to see it when I strain it. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it into here. This is what it looks like, a nice golden brown color. I'm gonna pour it back into this pot and make a huge mess while I'm at it. And then I also got a little bit more here. Now I'm gonna take my mordanted fabric, and this is wet actually. You don't have to dry it. Last time I dried it, but you really don't have to. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it into the pot. I'm gonna put this on low for 1 hour, and then I'm gonna turn off the heat and let it sit overnight. So it's been an hour. I'm gonna turn off the heat and I'm gonna check on it and see what's going on. I would say it's very subtly dyed and there is a tinge of yellow. Hopefully it'll be a little bit brighter tomorrow when I take it out of the dye bath. So I will see you in the morning tomorrow and we'll see what's going on here. So a little dye update. This is what the fabric looks like after I've rinsed it and it's still wet. To my eye, it is yellow. There is definitely a yellow tinge. I don't know if the camera is picking it up though. It's almost like a glowing yellow, but that's what that looks like wet, and I will update you again when it's all dry. All right, so I wanted to show you the results of the dyed fabric. This is the muslin, and if we compare it to a piece of muslin that is undyed, there is a very subtle difference. And you know, my cameras are not picking up on the yellow very well, but it has a tinge of yellow. It's very subtle, but it's there. This is the striped fabric. Again, very subtle, but there is a yellow to it. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like outside in natural light as well. And now let's compare the holy basil dye to the calendula, and maybe you'll be able to see a difference. So the bottom one here is the holy basil, the top one is the calendula, and same with the muslin, holy basil and calendula up top. Very, very subtle. They're both neutral colors for sure, which I love a good neutral, but I think they're so pretty nonetheless, and I'm so excited to dye with fresh calendula from the garden. I think it's gonna be really, really yellow. Hopefully I can get like a mustard tone, maybe, we'll see. I love growing this little collection of hand-dyed fabrics just so I can get like reference points from them, and I cannot wait to line my walls with a bunch of this. I'm also saving some avocado pits to dye with. I believe they make more of like a pink color, so I'm really excited to see that. And of course I have the Hopi sunflowers growing in the garden. That's gonna be really cool to see. They do like black, brown, purpley-ish colors. So those are my plans, and I'm so excited to continue dyeing things throughout the summer. As I see things bloom and start producing, it's gonna get real productive and exciting in this place. So stick around for that. All right, first of all, ignore this over here. I'm making a whole video about it. It'll come out later, but I finished the pigeon. Oh my gosh, beautiful. I will put up the name of the person who created this pattern, and I believe they put theirs in like an oval frame. So I think I might try to find like an oval frame. I think that'd be really cool. I did 4 different colors for the puddle. It took forever. But I love how it turned out. It looks really cool. It looks kind of sparkly, and that's what I was going for. I'm very happy about how it turned out, and I did start another cross stitch project last night. So let me show you what that looks like. This is what I started on next. I got this in Florida. It's called the sewing tomato, which I just love so much. This is all I've done so far. It's progress. There's something about finishing a project and I'm like, oh, I feel so good now that that's finished. And then I start another one and I'm like, oh, now I gotta finish this one. Like, I enjoy the process once I'm in there, but it can be a little overwhelming when you look at how much you have to do and how little you've done so far. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about that. I'm gonna continue working on it, obviously. I love this pattern so much. It belongs in a sewing room or near my sewing machine. And of course, this whole room is my sewing room. So I'm just gonna have to hang it somewhere because it needs to be within my sewing stuff for sure. So that's what I'm currently working on. I'm trying to do just a little bit every single day, even if it's for just an hour, just to knock out a little bit. And it's been helping. Okay. That's all I have updates on for cross stitch.